What did New York just vote for?
Well, I think, number one, we have to look at the fact that more voters came out to vote for mayor than we've seen in the 56 years, since 1969, which was my first election in New York, when John Lindsay was elected on the liberal line, actually. So this was a big turnout, and I think it reflects the frustration of the New York City voters with a couple of things. Number one, the high cost of living and doing business in New York City, and which Zohran Mamdani spoke very effectively to. And it reflects a frustration with a series of politicians who have disappointed New Yorkers.
Those high marks in terms of how many people came out to vote was fueled by support of Mamdani, but also those that were against him. There's a lot in the business community that have a lot of concerns. Has he assuaged those concerns yet?
I cannot say that he has assuaged those concerns completely. After the primary election, when everybody was shocked that he beat Andrew Cuomo by 13 points in that primary in June, he reached out, actually called me right away and said, tell me which business leaders I should meet with to learn from them and to show them that I'm not going to socialize their businesses.
Who did you advise he meet with?
I gave him a long list of people. I mean, our co-chairs of the partnership, Rob Spire and Albert Bourla, and Jamie Dimon, obviously, Larry Fink, leaders from across the industry, as well as the small business representatives, the Borough Chambers of Commerce, the Restaurant Hospitality Association, so a mix.
We have a lot of reporting that what business leaders wanted to see was him to tap Jessica Tisch to continue to lead the NYPD, be the commissioner there. Is it your understanding that she's going to stay?
Well, I think she's going to stay, and I will say that was the number one priority. It was an important signal both to the business community about the public safety. As employers, they want the city to be safe, and Jessie has done a great job. They just announced this week that crime is down again this month, another 6.5% on her watch, so that was a big ask. And the fact that her family is iconic in the city's Jewish community, I think, was also another important piece of that. Mamdani did say that he would retain her. I know they have spoken, and she was not going during the campaign. She was not going to make a commitment one way or the other because she doesn't think it's professional for her, in her job as police commissioner, to participate in campaigns. But I'm hopeful and optimistic that she will stay. She loves her job. She says her mission is not finished, so I'm very hopeful.
You've been in the city a long time, tracked its politics, and been a nexus between business and the political sphere. And I'm just wondering if you've seen real evidence of people leaving the city in fear of higher taxes or some sort of regime that makes it less desirable for them.
Well, people are leaving the city because of high costs in general, and taxes are part of that. And for those who think, and a big concern about our incoming mayor is that he may think that somehow spending more government money is going to make the city more affordable, when in fact it's exactly the opposite. City and state budget spending has gone up over 50% in the past decade, and that's driving our affordability crisis. So hopefully we will be successful in finding other ways to fund some of the new mayor's priorities.
Is there any evidence that that's on his docket? Because he talked about raising taxes on the wealthiest individuals. He talked about paying for it that way. Is there any sense that there is some sort of awareness of the debt and sort of the debt cycle that cities can get into that can make things less affordable?
Well, New York City has a legal debt limit, and we also, since the financial crisis of the 1970s, if the mayor gets too aggressive about his spending, a financial control board comes into place and the state takes over the city finances. So we don't have to worry about New York City going bankrupt again. So that's a check on that. In the conversations with him about the danger of raising taxes in terms of New York's competitiveness, I mean, right now, those of us professionals in New York are paying 55% of their income in taxes to federal, state, and city government. If you move to Florida or Texas, you're paying 38%. So that's a pretty big number that we have to take into consideration. So I think that he's going to become more practical as he sees the implications. He has said, I have my goals, I want to achieve them, but I'm wide open on how to do that. And that's an an opening, I think, for business expertise to help him figure this out.
Well, to achieve them, he says he's going to raise taxes, but Governor Hochul says, I can't lose any more people to Palm Beach. To your point, looking at the tax differentials. So can he even attempt to raise taxes without the governor on board?
He cannot raise corporate or personal income taxes without, well, that's not a city prerogative. That is a state prerogative. He can raise real estate taxes, but he has said, as he's thought about the implications of freezing the rent, he has said he will actually do property tax reform and try and reduce taxes on rent-regulated commercial buildings, multifamily buildings. So I think that as we see who his appointments are, and how he takes input on his appointments. Last night, I was very pleased that the tax word was not mentioned in his acceptance speech as mayor, so that was a good sign. And he also started out how he's going to achieve his goals is we're going to reduce the cost of government and reduce bureaucracy. So he's sounding more and more like Mike Bloomberg.